Hi guys, it's Jackie from techjackie.com. Welcome to another video on SEO. First of all, if you're brand new to this channel, make sure you press the subscribe button down below so when I release a new SEO video like this, you'll get notified. In today's video, I'd like to go through a case studies of my client. Not a recent client, but he's been working on the website for over the past 6 months or so. And as you can see, he's able to, so this is a search console live data comparison, the previous 6 months compared to after 6 months that he's been working on the website. And essentially, the client was able to increase the number of organic traffic by 137% on Google. And in this video, I'll go through the project background, what we did, and eventually, the results here, as you can see, is 137% increase. Here, this is the current live screenshot, so it's a little bit lesser now, but so it's been like I think 2-3 days since I published this case studies. If you want to learn more about the case study, you can click the link in the description below to read more about this. All right, so without further ado, let's dive right in. Essentially, just to give you a bit of background here, this client approached me for an SEO coaching program. So we went over 5 sessions coaching program. He had a very basic knowledge of SEO, so I trained him right from the start, looking at the website, come up with the strategies from his own website, and then train him, coached him. And as you can see, this is just a screenshot taken just a few days ago, and it turned out to be 137% increase in organic traffic. Okay, and to give you a background here, the client runs a small clean food delivery company, right? So clean, first of all, clean food, if you don't know, is it's more like a healthy type of way of eating, right? A whole holistic way of eating food where you kind of try to eat like most natural form of the food as much as possible. Essentially, this is called as clean food, right? And the client runs a clean food delivery company here in Thailand. It's not a big company or anything. And just to give you a perspective, like food delivery service is a very big industry, right? And there's a lot of traffic for that. But when it comes to clean food delivery, there's not a lot of searches or not a lot of things for that. So it's more like a sub niche, you can say. That's why the traffic isn't that much if you compare to other niches. But nevertheless, the client achieved the results he wanted by ranking in the top 3 to top 5 for most of the service that he provides, right? It's not that easy niche as well as I'll highlight in the challenge here in the section here. All right, so just to give you that background, that the client runs a small clean food delivery company, and he approached me for an SEO coaching program. He had a very basic knowledge of SEO, and before approaching me, he was doing some Google ads on the site, and he wanted to essentially diversify the traffic, right? So he was doing Google ads for some time, and he noticed that the ad cost had been increasing over the past few months. So he decided to go for SEO as well to support his Google ads campaign. Now when it comes to the challenge of the project, like I said, it's not that easy niche as well, and the goal was to rank for money keywords, right? So as you can see, this results here, obviously there are some blogs, some information content here and there on the website, but the main goal was to rank for the commercial keywords, right? So as you can imagine, commercial keywords are much more difficult to rank compared to information type content. So a few challenges were there. First, there were a couple of well-established brands ranking on the first page of Google. So prior to the client achieving the results, there were a couple of well-established brands and websites that provide the same service, ranking already on the website on Google search. And obviously this is a national campaign, it's not a local project, so we're competing against the whole country there, right? And second challenge that we faced was there were some big national directories and food delivery companies, right? So as I mentioned, clean food is like a sub niche of food delivery company. So there would be bigger companies that provide pretty much every type of food delivery. Like you can think of it like Uber, right? All Uber Eats, right? All that big global companies. But it's more like a national companies there, national directory. So these were also big authority website ranking on the first page of Google as well. All right, so that's the background, that's the challenge. After we analyze the competitions, we analyze the website. Here's how we approach the campaign. First and foremost, we optimize for the technical aspects of the website. Right, so the website uses Elementor Pro, right? So if you use WordPress and you use Elementor, you'll know that Elementor has a pro version or a premium version of Elementor called Elementor Pro, which you can essentially build the whole theme out of it. Now, Elementor Pro by itself is quite heavy, it's quite bloated, means it makes the website loads very slow and not really SEO optimized. So the first step was to optimize the website in such a way that it is technically optimized for Google. So things such as Google page speed, code structure, site structure, etc., all of these have been optimized in the first place, right? So he also hired me on the side to kind of help him optimize here as well, because he didn't have a lot of WordPress knowledge and all that. But nevertheless, I also trained him on how to increase the page speed, and we also redesigned some part of the website to be more technical friendly as well. So we rearranged the menu navigation a little bit. So let's say this is a home page, then we would group the menus into a more friendly manner. So like for example, this one of services silos or a group of service, so we would have like a sub service there, and then we would have like a type of food that we deliver, so different menus is there, and then all of these, right? So everything has, so in the menu navigation section we have redesigned it a little bit to make them more friendly and and easier for Google bots and users to navigate, right? And so this also increased the UX part, as well as the internal linking part as well. We optimize the code structure, so essentially removing all the unnecessary stuff on the website, like the animations and all that. Install WordPress caching plugins and etc., to help speed up the website, right, as much as we could. Obviously it's still not that 100% fast, like as we wanted, but a lot have been improved, right? After that, we dive right into the on-page optimizations. So here are some of the things that we did, or I trained him to do. So things such as heading tags optimization, H1, H2, H3. So here we use the technique called NLP and density method, which is my own proprietary technique of optimizing the heading tags. Essentially, it's more or less just trying to make sure that everything is well optimized, focused, and you don't have any unnecessary words in your heading tags, right? And then other than that, we also do things such as page structure optimization, addition of subtopics. So here, what we did here is we structure the page in such a way that there are logical connections from one section to another. So for example, I start a page with an introduction to the service and the company, followed by the food delivery services provided, then reasons to hire a company, etc. So all these subtopics are important for service pages, as they answer the questions related to intent. So, and all of these are again optimizing NLP techniques. So what essentially means here is, so let's say we have a page here, we laid out a page. So we would redo the page and we had these sections created. So essentially these sections are nothing but subtopics, right? So let's say it's a service page, a food delivering service page. So we would have first like an introduction to the company, and then various service we provided, and then maybe some customers review, etc. All of these sections are designed in such a way that there's logical connections. I mean, in this section we would thoroughly optimize, and we would have like a small contextual connection to this section. So we'll make sure that every section is designed with purpose, right? So we don't put any unnecessary sections there. Every sentences, every words are designed in such a way that there's a logical flow from this section to this section and this section, and every section has its own purpose. We don't put unnecessary elements and all that. So this makes sure that every nitty-gritty details of the page is thoroughly optimized, so that Googlebot can easily understand, right, the contextual connection from one section to another. And also We also make sure to cover all the subtopics relevant to this service, right? So um, we would check the competitors. We would, maybe use ChatGPT to come up with some ideas and all that, and then optimize every sentence, every paragraphs, every sections in a very detailed manner using NLP technique, which again is a part of the thing that I do as a part of my coaching program and my service. But you can use tools like Surfer SEO and any on-page SEO to kind of help you come up with all these semantically relevant words, right? And then we also do like sentence level optimization using semantically relevant keywords. So just as I explained, we optimize every sentence thoroughly using relevant keywords, relevant sentence structure. We remove all the unnecessary keywords and all that, and we make sure that every word counts on the page, right? So remove all the fluffs, make it very easy for Google bots, but also still making sure that the conversion rate or the CRO is maintained, right? We also optimize the internal links. So in the internal link section, we would make sure, so the client already had some blogs on the website, so there were a couple of blogs already created. So we would go back to some of these blogs, re-optimize them a little bit, add internal links in a contextual way, right? So in the body of the content to help support these important service pages, all right? And for the anchor text, we also focus mainly on the target keyword anchor text. So we would use different version of keyword as well to help, support the main pages for the rankings. Okay. And then, yeah, subtopic coverage, as I mentioned there's also location page creation optimization. So as I mentioned earlier, the client provides clean food delivery service to different areas in the country, right, in Thailand. So to target more specific to each main cities, we also created a bunch of location pages. So like you would have things like city A landing page, city B landing page, city C is landing page, and all these would optimize in the right way, and then we would rank in a bunch of these cities as well, and places, right? So this also helps expand our reach to some of the important cities and areas. And design refinement connection, again, this is very similar to what I explained earlier. Basically means there's a logical connection flow from each section to another, remove all the unnecessary stuff and fluff on the website, on the page, and making sure that everything is lean and thoroughly optimized and fully focused on the topic. And after we completed the on page, we also move on to the off page. So I trained him on what was important for the off page. Since the client already had a couple of good links and a bit of a brand reputations, off page optimization become much easier. So the client initially already had some good links already pointing to the website. So that was a good leverage we had. Also, the main thing was he already had some brand reputations. I mean, he already had people already know the company. People already do some searches for the company and all that. So that brand power that the client had was a big push or big leverage in reaching his goal. Like I've been always preaching, brand signals is very, very important SEO, and especially in 2024 moving forward, it's going to be much more important, right? Like Google's going to look for real brand, real website, and the brand search, brand signal is a huge thing. So by having all these advantages in place, we mainly focus on building a bunch of high quality guest posts with some powerful PBN links as tier 2. So since we already had all these leverage, doing off page was much easier. So all we had to do is focus on building a couple of more guest posts. So let's say this is a guest post and this is the website. So a bunch of guest posts would point to this. Also, we would use PBN. So PBN would use as tier 2. Tier 2 means so this is the link directly pointing to our website. So this is our website, and this is the direct link. Then these would be links pointing to this page. So this help push the power from this page to this page even more, right? So not just the relevance, but we also push the power using PBNs. All these are high quality tier 2 links. which further help push up the ranking of the website. And then after that, after the coaching client, the coaching session was completed, the client went on and implemented all these. So I asked him to do tier 2. I asked him to build the specific type of links using the anchor text he planned out and all that. And over a period of time, the client put in some work and achieved the results, as you can see here and there. So that's all for it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and or you can also just leave them in the comment section down below as well. If you want to learn more about my SEO service or SEO coaching program, you can also click the link in the description below as well, and let's see how we can help, how we can work together. So that's all for it. Thank you for watching, and in the near future, again, I'll release more SEO case studies. Unfortunately, I cannot do videos as many as I could like before, because number one, I already had a lot of topics on my channel. If you search on it, you'll find a lot of topics already covered, so I don't like making repetitive topics. Secondly, I want to focus more on case studies, and obviously these case studies, they're not going to come out every day, right? Like every SEO campaign takes time, so I would need to wait for some time until I know that it's the right time to publish it, to make it public and all that. And therefore, that's why I don't really publish a lot of videos. But whenever I do, you can make sure that they're all legitimate projects that I did and got results, right? So that's all for it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.